Hello, this is Fuzzy Wingman. I'm back for more Kill Team. I have my Harlequins painted. They are ready for battle, so they will get to play against the Tempestus break-in team that I've been using for a while. So here we go. I am playing the mission called Faint. Weep. Yeah, just flash that on there real quick, because why not? The Harlequins will be the defenders, because if you notice, there's a crap ton of terrain on here. I just kind of haphazardly threw everything on, just to make it insane. But because the Harlequins are defending, they don't necessarily want to go like attack, which actually makes it just a little bit harder for them, because they have to make sure that they're not spread out everywhere. Because there's as many Harlequins as there are objectives. Because Tempestus can destroy an objective each round. Also, okay, yeah, the Harlequins do score points just for the objectives being on the battlefield at the very end. They don't have to control it. So, yeah, Tempestus has to really go about and destroy objectives, which requires a command point. So they always have to make sure they have a command point available for that. And that barrel is going to fall over. Anyway, roll off to see who could choose deployment zone. I'm just going to go, yeah, Harlequins can decide their deployment zone. I think the Harlequins are going to go over here. And Tempestus can go over here. That means Tempestus could deploy their first model. So it's a 30-inch board, because I actually have it split. So 15 inches minus 5. Okay, so they have up to 10 inches to deploy. Only that objective, really, they can't. So I'm putting someone on here. Now the Harlequins have up to that. I'll put one of the non-combats, not one of the non-specials over here. Yeah. I mean, the Harlequins just have the funness of having, the flip belt. Just as the small can move across other models as if they're not there. Oh, and climb any distance vertically. Do not measure the distance moved in this way. So, just basically I can fly over the terrain. So, I'll just go boop. I mean, yeah, it's probably going to make that charge distance. Which means they'll just plop another scion just slightly further back. Because they just have to have more people on the objectives than there are Harlequins. Alright. This is the only Harlequin that's not as modeled, because it's kind of hard to get all the models that I want, all the weapons that I want on them. Okay. This one will be up. That's what it gets. It just falls right over. Wibbly wobbly. Now it can jump across to an objective and stop some peeps. I'm going to put someone over there. That makes sense. Another one over here to kind of stop some things. Another one on that objective. Alright. This one is either combat or zealot. I'll have to double check in a moment. Thankfully, they don't have to be on their objectives at the end of the game. They just have to prevent objectives from being destroyed, so. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to do wobbly model at some point. Okay. Actually, what's 10 inches forward? We get plasma to be up there. Always with plasma, a box caster. Oh. Damn. Plasma already is on that objective. Final Harlequin. And they'll put their last 3 scions into reserves. Because they can spend a command point and drop them at the end of movement phase. So, deployment done. One of the faster deployments. Round 1. Everyone's commander's on the field, so everyone starts with 2 command points. Let's roll for that initiative. Yeah. They got the initiative. This one, she's declaring a charge on... Well, can she declare a charge on both? She will declare a charge on both. They can't see her, so they can't overwatch. And because of that damn rising crescendo, it's 3d6 charge distance. So they have command points. They could spend it to reroll. I now have kind of reread the command points because I've been doing it wrong. I can only spend a reroll once per phase. So once I spend this tactical reroll, no one else can change their charge roll. And also, I just remembered I chose a particular mosque for them. Okay. They can consolidate at 6 inches is what I set them to. So they're going to spend a command point to re-roll this just because 6 inches is so not enough of a charge distance. Air, 10. Ooh. Not good. And they'll be there. He just doesn't want to get lit up by a plasma sniper. Well, this one's going to declare a charge on both models. Yep, they can't see it, so she's declaring a charge. They can't overwatch. They could fall back to make it nearly impossible, but then they wouldn't be able to shoot because they can't shoot this one. They could fall back and make sure they hold that objective pretty well. They're not going to fall back, just in case this one's charge distance also gets biffed. Because they might be able to shoot at something. I think that's going to be a nice solid 11. Which can put this Harlequin right there. She can really mess those two up now. And she's within 2 inches of the objective. This one's within 2 inches of the objective. And just to screw things, this one's declaring a charge. You know what? I'm going to declare it on both models because if he gets insane, he can go right there. So declaring charge on both models. Because why the hell not? You know, it is an easy way to make sure they die by putting more... Whoa! I mean, I'm not even gonna measure. It's 12 inches to here, so could have gone all the way to these two, but didn't really expect to roll that. Alright, she's just declaring a charge on that one model. Well, she might as well declare the charge on both, just because if she rolls well enough, she can at least get to that one, but can't get there. And they can't see her, so she can always just charge. So here we go. No, that's the orcs. The orcs go, here we go. But, okay, so that's nice whopping 12 she can go. Which doesn't get her in. She's not going to stand on top. It's a little too dangerous, but she can go. Oh, no, she can't go there because that puts her within 1 inch of someone she didn't declare a charge on. Also, I got fallen over model who's just now going to rest on those. So she's going to go about here. Or, you know what? Here. No qualms. I know she didn't go far enough. And also I know she's not within 1 inch of someone she didn't charge. She's declaring a charge on both those models. This time, she can be seen. I'm actually going to roll for both models at the same time, even though I know injury roll could happen for each model. The thing is, they're both one shot apiece, so I just know if these both end up going through, each one causes its own injury roll. But it's unlikely. See, doesn't happen anyway. 3 dice for charge distance. Oh, lordy, lordy, lord. She can go almost as far as these guys have ranges. It's really, what does this one want to do? Because it's kind of out in the open right now, but could at least go to some other objectives. And would probably be better at just punching some people. Alright, you know what? This one's going to try to help this one because, those two might survive. Because if she only puts an injury on one of these people, they're both there and could potentially destroy the objective. So, got to try to help preventing, potentially 2 objectives being destroyed. Well, you can only destroy 1 objective a turn, can't you? Yeah, it's kind of annoying. They're only allowed to use that objective once per phase, so the command strategy once per phase. They can only destroy 1 objective per turn. And the only way that these attackers could win is if they destroy 4 of them. So that means they have to be holding at least 1 different objective each turn and destroying. That's tough. But they might be able to do it. So, he's going to declare charge into these 2 to try to help make sure these guys never destroy that objective. So let's roll them dice. Ooh. 8 inches. I mean, that's better than most people's charge distances. Got there. Alright. And Team Tempestus gets their move phase now. So that's some locked in combat things. Okay. Can move there, still be within 2 inches of the objective, and can still shoot. So this one will move there, be within 2 inches of the objective, and actually have a full view of this model. So that's actually pretty convenient. So those two can now light this model up. This one has her obscured, this one does not. So she might get shot up. And that's it. End of movement. They will spend 1 command point to do the aerial drop, which allows them to drop 3 scions at once. Okay, these two for sure. Within 5 inches. Sure. That one will be there. Well, actually, one there, one there. Now they have all 3 objectives. Essentially, at the end of this turn, they're going to kill an objective. It's just which one will they do? I was thinking of putting all 3 there just because it's like, you're not going to kill those guys ever. But then I realized they might not get to these ones anytime soon. So shooting phase. Harlequins actually can't shoot, period. Because everything charged. So let's just go on to what can shoot. Let's start with her laspistol. You know, the target is obscured, so it's going to be 4 to hit. I mean, I didn't check to see if it's... Yes. Wait. Laspistol, 3 inches is... it was long range, too. So, yes, it was 5 to hit. Either way, didn't hit. This one's got 2 shots. We'll shoot into her. Out in the open, so 3's to hit. And 6s generate more shots, but 2 hits. Strength 3 versus toughness 3, so 4's to wound. 1 wound, but 4 up invuln, which she failed. They have a command point to reroll that. They'll spend their final command point to reroll that because they don't want her to die. Well, that's a shame. Injury roll. She's not obscured, so she's out of action. They're safe for now. It's a long-range shot, but out in the open. So 1 shot, 4 to hit. I'm not spending a command point to reroll that because they want to save the command point for destroying an objective because they have to. Meltagun, firing 1 shot, 3 to hit. Yeah, because it's not even long range. Rolled a 5, so it clearly hit. That's 2 to wound. Damn it. And I'm not going to spend a command point to reroll that. Because, again, they need the command points. They have to spend a command point each turn. This one is the heavy specialist. Is his teammate blocking the shot? Oh, actually, no. Just because this model's so flat, I can draw the line of sight that way. Was it 4 shots for the heavy shot volley gun? Yes, 4 shots. He's the heavy specialist, so he doesn't count the impact from moving. So it's going to be 3s to hit. 3 hits. 3s to wound, because it's strength 4 versus toughness 3. 2 wounds. 2 4-up invulns for that one. Failed it, and they don't have any command points to reroll, so injury roll. Not obscured, so that 4 is out of action. Alright. Let's go on to some melee now. Charge models go first, so the Harlequins are going to punch first period. So let's do the leader, since I have that sheet already up. It's going to be base 4 attacks. And it's using Harlequin's Kiss. It's actually going to put 2 attacks there and 2 attacks there. So the 2 attacks on the plasma. It needed 3s, so it got 1 hit. It's going to end up being a strength 4, so 3 to wound. It wounds. AP -1, so 5 up save for plasma. Failed. And it's D3 damage. So 1 damage. Which still goes through, but that means only 1 die for injury roll. It's still enough. So, dead. 2 attacks on the Voxcaster. 1 hit. 3 to wound. It wounds. 5 up save. Failed. D3 damage. 1 damage. Injury roll is flesh wound. So still there. Alright, might as well do this model next. Well, it's basically the exact same thing of 4 attacks with Harlequin's Kiss. It's just she can only put all 4 right on the Voxcaster. So 4 attacks, 3s to hit. Woo! That's 4 hits. 3s to wound. 2 wounds. 2 5-up saves for the Voxcaster. Made them both. That's insane. Voxcaster lived to see another day, just Voxcaster isn't anywhere near the objective. Next Harlequin to punch is that one, the veteran. Because that was just the 3rd one to do. It's also got Harlequin's Kiss, and also has 4 attacks. And we'll also do 2 there, 2 there, because it really needs to eliminate 1 or both. So 2 attacks on that one. 2 hits. 3s to wound. 1 wound. 1 5-up save for that scion. Failed it. Damage D3. Well, that's surprised that it didn't move more. Damage 2. Flesh wound. And now the 2 attacks on that scion. 2 hits. 2 wounds. 2 5-up saves for this one. Failed them both. I'm not even going to roll that because I still have to do damage D3. 2 damage. So I'm going to take out this one. Took out this one. So now this objective is not being held. Punching back. Scion with Voxcaster is going to punch the leader because, it's the leader. Can reduce the command points. It's going to be a 5 to hit now because I'll busted up. Yep, 5 to hit. Hits. 4 to wound. Fails to wound. This one, punching back. 5 to hit. Doesn't hit. Morale phase. Harlequins had 6 models, I'm pretty sure. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 there, and 2 dead, so yes. So they need 4 injured and dead for that to matter. Tempestus had 9 models, I'm pretty sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And they have 2 dead, 2 injured, for a total of 4. So the next one that's injured will cause a break test, but right now they do not. Instead, it's just we roll for morale. So we'll roll for this one in particular. That becomes a 7, which is a fail. But Voxcaster is still in the field, so reroll. Pass. Voxcaster. Pass. So morale's passed. End of round. They can spend their command point to destroy an objective. They will, and they will destroy this objective. Just because these 3 they can believe they'll hold for the rest. They can help hold for the rest of the game, but these ones are more problematic in getting that destruction. All right, there's orders I can give. It's been so long since I've had the ability to give orders. There's things like fixed bayonet and stuff like that, which might come in handy next. So, round 2. Who? Oh, command points go up to 2 for both teams. Who has the initiative? Not the objective. Initiative. Oh, Harlequins got it by 1. So they continue to hold their... I almost feel like this counter should be over here now, because Harlequins pretty much on that side of the board. They went from their deployment zone to that deployment zone. So they could do a fall back, but they can't assault and fall back. So they can actually go an extra D6 on their fall back. I just realized. Not only there's 6-inch consolidation, but they can go D6. Because I could technically try to get this guy behind cover. And that can keep this player there. Yeah, he's going to fall back, and he's going to do the extra D6. Total of 8 inches. Ooh, okay, he'll go this way. Still out of view. And this one's declaring a charge on these 2 models. They can't see, they can't overwatch, they're not going to fall back. That is a good enough roll to be like, hey, what's up? I'm all over you. Just to prevent these 2 from moving over here. So now, Tempestus' turn. Voxcaster's actually going to fall back. And this model's going to fall back. Be 2 with... Fall back just enough to not be within 1 inch, within 2 inches of there, and 12 inches from the Tempestor. And these 2 will ready up, actually. And this one will ready up. Beginning a shooting phase. Orders. I think it's get back in the fight for where if they fall back, they can shoot. So that one can now shoot. They'll spend 1 command point to issue another order to give the same order to this model. So now everyone can shoot. Because, of course, Astro Metal Armor is pretty dangerous. And also it's probably her final orders, because this Harlequin's probably about to go, you're no longer doing things. But ready models shoot first. They readied up so that way they can potentially shoot these before they shoot the people who fell back. So she's going to go for the, pretty sure it's a long range shot. Yep. Long range shot. Because of the sandbags, it's obscured, so 5 to hit. Doesn't hit. Melta, firing, long range shot, and obscured, so 5 to hit. Doesn't hit. Hot shot volley gun, 4 shots. Also, 5s to hit. He's long range, obscured. But got 2 hits this time. And still 3s to wound. 2 wounds. 2 invuln saves. Failed 1. They'll spend a command point to reroll the one that they failed. And this is their spending for the shooting phase. Well, it still failed. Injury roll. They'll accept it for a flesh wound. So now we can go on to shooting. Oh, right. He fell back. Right, because they don't technically have fly or anything. He can't fall back and shoot, so he can't shoot. So he really did have to do that. The Harlequins can shoot first. These now both have the same odds of actually getting a shot off because this one's target is obscured and this one's injured. So she's going to shoot into the model in front of her. She has a Neuro disruptor. And it's going to be 4 to hit because obscured. That's a hit. Strength 4, so... Yep, strength 4. So 3 to wound. That's impressive. I mean, geez. How did I get the dice to be perfectly on an edge? Holy shit. Reroll because, yeah. Okay, that's a wound. AP -3. So goes through. Damage D3. 1 damage. And then it's injury roll. +1 from the flesh wound, but -1 from the cover. So still just a 3. So this model only goes up to 2 flesh wounds and is still standing. This model is going to shoot before he gets shot. He's going to shoot her. So 2 shots, 4s because he's injured. 1 hit, 4 to wound. Fails to wound. Now she's going to fire her Neuro disruptor into him. 4 to hit because she has an injury. She missed. They've already spent their command point to re-roll for this shooting phase. Because they did it for her armor. Tried to do it for her invuln, but they still missed it. Alright, he fired. Boop. Only one that hasn't fired is this one. And Voxcaster's going to shoot at that model? Yeah, it's still out in the open. It's just 2 injuries, so it's still going to be 5s to hit. So, nothing. That's all of shooting. Let's go to some punching. Which, in this case, is only down here. But we had one of the specialists charge. It was the Zealot. So it's going to be 1 extra attack from the charge. So it's going to be 5 attacks. And it's going to be 1 extra to the strength. So, oh right, I'm about to roll 5 dice, but I need to turn. 3 will go on the leader. 2 will go on the scion, regular scion. So 3 on the Tempestor. 2 hit. It's usually strength 4. Now it's going to be strength 5. So really it would only matter if punching, like, say, a Space Marine. Still 3s. 2 3s. AP -1. So 2 5-up saves. Made 1, failed the other. All you needed to do was fail 1. Damage D3. 1. Injury roll. They have a command point. They'll spend it. Their final command point is spent. It's a new phase anyway, so they could do the tactical reroll and still just get a flesh wound. Now the 2 attacks on the other scion. 1 hit. Still wounds. 5 up save. Failed. Damage D3. Still 1. Injury roll. Still just a flesh wound. Granted, they might be able to break the team now. But they don't really prevent other stuff from happening. So now we go to these ones punching. The Tempestor has a chainsword, so 3 attacks on the player, obviously. But forced to hit because of flesh wound. 2 hits. Forced to wound. 1 wound. 1 4-up save. Failed. They have no command point, so injury roll. Oh my lord. Right? Yep, they only have 1 wound apiece. Flesh wound. Everyone has a flesh wound over here now. And now the 1 scion punching. 1 attack. 5 to hit. Doesn't hit. They all just hurt each other. It just went from no flesh wounds to everyone has a flesh wound. Flesh wounds for everyone. So Harlequins actually have to do a break test now because of this. Since they have 2 dead, 2 injured. So that's, well, 4. That's more than half. So Harlequins do a break test. Their leader is 8, so they're unlikely to roll. Okay, they are broken. Harlequins are broken. Great. Now we do nerf checks everywhere. The veteran takes no penalties to their nerf check, so I will just... Wait, they take no penalties. And their leadership 8. Wouldn't penalties including the people that are out of the battle? Because if so, then it's just like, and passed. So, that one passed. Well, also, I just rolled, would be a 7, so passed. If I roll 6, it's still 8, which every single model on Harlequin's team is leadership 8. So Harlequins can't fail their morale, so whatever. Tempestus. 1, 2, 3, 4 injured, plus 2 is dead. That's 6 out of 9, is clearly more than half. So they have to do a break test too. They didn't break. But they do have to do morale checks on the people who are injured. We will do Tempestor first. This is actually only a 6 because she has a model next to her. So, pass, scion, pass, this scion. That would become 8, fail, but the Voxcaster is still up, so reroll. That becomes a 7, which I think is still a fail. Yeah. Scions are 6, so that's a fail. Voxcaster rolls. That's now an 8 because of that one, so reroll. That's a pass. So that objective is held by them. They basically need to kill 1 more Harlequin to make it so the Harlequins could start failing morale phases. So they have a command point. They'll spend a command point to destroy this objective. So they have to destroy an objective each turn to keep going. I really don't think they're going to do well, but hey, we'll see what happens. Round 3. Each team goes up to 2 command points. These leaders are still on the field. Harlequins continue to have the initiative. Problem is, this one actually has to... worry about the fact of this one, if they pass their morale, will continue to hold the objective. And this one's standing on an objective, too. They can't just ignore those models. And there are two standing on objectives over here. Players are going to declare a charge on this model. This model can't see the player, the leader. So, that's definitely enough. Going over here, so that way I might be able to kill and continue moving without being seen. So charged. She'll declare a charge on the Vox caster. Why not? Vox will overwatch. Vox will miss. Wonder if she'll get in. Yep. And she will declare a charge on that one because, you know, pretty much needs to. Can't overwatch because shaken. So, boop. Make sure they can't get those objectives. They still have the issue of this objective will probably be destroyed, which will tie. Harlequins are just trying to prevent a win at this point. And you know what? She will stay there. She will not fall back. Because, yeah, might as well do that. Okay, movement phase for Tempestus. Cannot fall back because charge, so yeah. I mean, these two can decide to fall back, but I think they're going to stay there. This one's actually going to stay put. Because even though consolidation is 6 inches, it's not going to go from here to there. Melta might have to worry about consolidation to 6 inches. But Melta also wants to shoot if they can. Melta's going back a bit. Beyond the 6 inches for if this person consolidates and tries to go after them, but can still shoot when the Vox dies. And can still shoot this one too, so it's like, shoot. If they were allowed to shoot to melee, but they can't. Now, oh, and I guess this one would ready up, but there's nothing to shoot at, so whatever. So, top of shooting phase, orders. We're actually going to... She's first going to give an order to this scion. Fix bayonets. So we'll fight as if it's the fight phase. Needs a 5 to hit, but hey, worth it. Doesn't hit. We'll also spend 1 command point to give Voxcaster the ability to fix bayonets. Voxcaster needs a 6. I mean, this is unlikely, but it was worth trying. So now we go on to the fight phase where Harlequins probably just destroys the rest of the Team Tempestus. So let's just start with this Harlequin. She has 4 attacks. She's the veteran. And now that I think about it, her team is broken. Yeah, her team's broken and she's injured. So that's actually going to be 5s to hit. Oh. Only 1 hit. There goes a dice way over there. Let me go get it. 5 to hit. 3 to wound. Fails to wound. They have command points. Do they want to spend it? No, because even if this scion survives, it would only be if somehow this model breaks. So, or is shaken, which they don't think is going to happen because they have to literally have a model die and this model has to roll 6. So that one's taken care of. She charged, so she's just going to make her attacks. She is the Zealot, right? Yep, Zealot, so 5 attacks. No. This one's the Zealot. This one's just normal. So, normal, 4 attacks. 5's to hit. No. 4's to hit because team's just broken. Either way, 2 hits. 3's to wound. 2 wounds. 2 5-up saves for this scion. Made 1, failed 1. But because she failed 1, and she already has 2 flesh wounds, Voxcaster is dead. And she gets a 6-inch consolidation. So going over here to be behind terrain. Even though they can't shoot at this phase, she'll be able to charge one of them next turn. Now this player might as well do this one's charged attacks, 4 attacks. There's a truck outside. It's 4's to hit because team's broken. So 2 hits. 3's to wound. 2 wounds. 2 5-up saves for that scion. Made 1, but just failing 1 is enough to do D3 damage. Yes, D3 damage. So damage is 1, so injury roll. They have command points this phase, so they'll spend it to re-roll this. To kill him. Scion's dead. Here's 6-inch consolidation to be over there. It's just really not much Scions can do. The Tempestus didn't really have much of a chance because there's just not enough space to be away from them. They kind of have to be aggressive. But that's all dead. It's still Harlequin's turn for models that fight that haven't charged. So she goes. She didn't charge this turn, so she actually doesn't get the +1 strength or the +1 attack. But that's okay, because the +1 strength doesn't matter, and she's just going to go 2 attacks there, 2 attacks there. So 2 attacks on the Tempestor. Missed. 2 attacks on the Scion. She actually needs a 5 to hit because she has a flesh wound and her team's broken. But the one on the Scion hits. The one on the Scion fails to wound. Tempestor punches back. 3 attacks. Just 4s to hit because just flesh wound is the problem and team's not broken. So 2 hits, 4s to wound. 2 wounds, 2 4-up saves. Made her 2 4-up saves. And now the one Scion, 5 to hit. Doesn't hit. So a whole bunch of nothing. Now we go on to morale phase. Harlequins still can't fail, but they are broken, so they're still broken. Team Tempestus still has to roll to see if they break. They still don't. They still have to roll morale for everyone. We'll start with the Tempestor. Passed. Scion next to the Tempestor. That becomes a 5, so passed. This one is probably going to fail. That's actually an 8, so failed. Voxcaster's not there, so yep, no reroll. Keep the shaken token. End of round. They can spend a command point to destroy an objective. They will. Objective destroyed. And I just realized one of the points that Tempestus actually gets points from, victory points from, is destroying specialists. They've killed 1. And for making Harlequins broken. So Tempestus actually probably is going to win this one at this point because they destroyed that objective. But we can still see what happens. Because it still goes to round 4. And Harlequins will now be at 3 command points, while Tempestus is at 2. Who's got the initiative? Probably still Harlequins. Oh, nope. Tempestus has the initiative this time. Meltagun's actually going to advance. Nine inches. That's good. Nine inches, he's there. Heavy's also going to advance. Only be able to go 8. It's still enough to put him right there. So they're on 2 more objectives again. Tempestor is actually going to fall back. And this scion's actually going to remain in combat to basically... Because this one can only fall back, which they can fall back far, but there's... That makes it so that way the only thing she could do is shoot her pistol into melee, which I realized these both could have shot pistols in melee and forgot to. Whatever. And she could continue to shoot pistol in melee, so she might do that. Just to kill that guy. So let's see here. Yeah, that's pretty much Team Tempestus' movement. Harlequin's movement. She's going to remain there. So if she falls back, this scion can shoot. Even though she can move over there and be okay. Well. They actually have just a regular 8-inch movement. So even though they can go another d6 with their falling back, she's just going to be right there and be like, yo, you can't do anything. I'm next to the objective. This scion can shoot now, but I don't know what the hell it's going to shoot. The leader's going to charge this model because it can't be seen by that model. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's going to... Yeah. So, in again. Still within the objective. This model will declare charge on Melta, which I'm pretty sure can't see. Yep, can't see. Oh, that's enough that she can actually go... Oh, no, you don't. You ain't touching this objective. So no objective can be destroyed this turn unless some crazy stuff happens with... yeah, just if crazy stuff happens. So we go on to shooting phase. Which starts with Team Tempestus, but orders happen first. Yeah, just fall over, why don't you? She's actually going to give the order to Heavy to fix bayonets. So 1 attack, 4 to hit, because that's just their base stat. There are no penalties. Whatever. And then they'll spend a command point to make the Melta fix bayonets. Melta hits. Just needs a 4 to wound. Ooh, doesn't wound. Can you imagine if he just killed them? Because then it's like, there's nothing stopping him from shooting when I choose him to shoot. And that would be absolutely insane. Alright, well, other shooting. The only other shooting is this Harlequin, which is the veteran. Has a Shuriken pistol, which is actually as modeled. So we'll fire her pistol into this combat. She's injured and her team is broken, so 5 to hit. Nope. This model literally can't shoot at anyone because locked in combat. So there we go. Shooting's done. Now we just go on to the melee that will destroy everyone who's remaining. This player has 4 attacks. We'll put them right on this person. 4s to hit because team is broken. 2 hits. 3s to wound. Only 1 wound. But still, that's a 5-up save for the heavy, which he makes. Heavy is going to stay there. Now she's going to attack. She's just a regular player with the 4 attacks. 4s to hit because team's broken. So 3 hits. 3s to wound. 2 wounds. She thinks that's enough. They're not going to spend command points to reroll that. 2 5-ups. Made 1, but failed 1, which was just enough for D3 damage. Damage 2. That's out of action. And she has 6-inch consolidation. So she's ready to kill that model later. It becomes actually non-charged models now. Tempestus gets to go first. They're going to choose her. 3 attacks on this model. 4s to hit because just injury. 1 hit. 4 to wound. Wounds. 4 up invuln. Made her invuln. And they haven't spent their reroll yet, so they could spend the tactical reroll. But still, that's kind of funny if that succeeded. And now we go to Harlequins, which is just her punching that guy. So 4 attacks, injured, and team's broken, so 5s to hit. 1 hit. They have some command points and they haven't spent it yet. They'll save it for just in case this guy actually has to reroll an invuln. So, hey, actually wounds. 5-up save for the scion. Failed. D3 damage. 2 damage. And that's even a 5 because of the injury already, so dead. Six-inch consolidation. And they're trying to go for that wipe. The heavy Tempestor actually will get the chance to punch now. So 4 to hit. Hits. 4 to wound. Wounds. 4 up invuln. This is why they saved their command point, or their tactical reroll, because they need it right here to save. Oh my lord, that almost ended up with them just going dead. Alrighty, break test on... Yeah, because Harlequin still can't fail their morale checks, because a 6 is still an 8, which they don't care about. That's a 9. Tempestor is 7, so Team Tempestus is finally broken. Finally. So, let's start rolling. We'll start actually with the heavy. Who passes? Tempestor fails miserably. Do I want to spend a command point to reroll Tempestor? No, it's a 1 in 6 chance. The Scion passed. Only the Tempestor failed. But I still have a command point at the moment, but I don't think they can really do that. And now the attacker rolls to see if the game ends. The game does not end. Poor Tempestus. Alright. Round 5. Tempestus is now at 2 command points. Harlequins are at 4. Yeah, Harlequins have the initiative. That's pretty much what they have had this whole time. So they'll keep this player in. This one is a specialist, now that I remember. So she's just going to declare charge on... You know what? This scion. Who can't see her? So, charge distance. Ooh. 8, which I think is what she moved when she fell back. So, you know. And now she's back in. You're going to probably die, scion. No, this one will declare charge on this model. He's already locked in combat, so can't do crap. That's 11 inches. I wonder if she got it in. Yeah, she clearly got in. They might be able to wipe Team Tempestus and prevent them from actually winning just by wiping them. And that is a way to make sure that they don't lose. It's just kill everyone. It's the only way Harlequins are going to win at this time. So, we move on to the shooting phase, which we can actually do, because these two did not move out of combat and didn't charge this turn. Do they both have... Oh, she has a Neuro disruptor, he has a Shuriken pistol. So we'll do the Shuriken pistol first. So we'll fire. He's not injured, so it's just that his team is broken. 4 to hit. Doesn't hit. They have a command point. They'll spend it, because why not? That's a 6, which... That means it's now going to be AP minus 3. No. That's the wound roll, not the hit roll of 6. So now we rolled a wound. If I roll a 6 here, it's crazy. Instead, he rolls a 3. It's a wound, but no AP. 4 up armor. Saved. Now she fires her Neuro disruptor. That's a 4 to hit. Doesn't hit. And now we move on to ending the lives of these Tempestus with melee. So charged models go first. We'll go with the Zealot, shall we? Yep, she charged, so she's going to have 5 attacks. She's injured, and their team is broken, so 5's to hit. But hey, with 5 attacks, that's some good odds. Do they want to spend a command point? Nah. They're just going to hold on to their command points. So 1 hit. 3 to wound. They'll spend a command point on that. They really need to actually eliminate Tempestus to... Okay. They need to actually eliminate Tempestus to win. If they keep Tempestus on the board, Tempestus still wins by victory points. So Tempestus has a chance to win now. And now we do the veteran, who has 4 attacks. Let's see here. Okay, it's just the no penalties to its leadership, so it's not like... So it still takes the 2 penalties to its hit rolls. So it's 5s to hit. Ooh, that's a really terrible roll, even if it wasn't injured or anything. Now we'll do her. 4 attacks. 5s to hit. 1 hit. 3 to wound. It wounds. It's AP minus 1, so 5 up save. Is that cocked? Actually, yeah, so reroll. And it turns into a save. So she's still there. Damn. Oh, and now we get to actually choose another Tempestus can now actually choose someone to punch. So, gonna punch the player, because why not? Team is now broken, so 5's to hit. Doesn't hit. And now this player punches to try to eliminate this one. 1 hit. 1 wound. 5 up save. Failed. You know what? Tempestus is a command point still. They'll spend it. Still fail. D3 damage. Damage 2. They've already spent their command point, I think, during this turn, so just a flesh wound. And now this scion punches. Flesh wound and team broken, so 6 to hit. Doesn't hit. Morale phases. Yes, Harlequins are broken, but they can't fail their morale checks, so yeah. Now we go on to Tempestus. We'll just roll for this model. 2 is still a fail because there's just so much failed. They'll spend their final command point to just go automatically pass morale check because, you know what, might as well. And then we'll roll for this one. You almost had that one, but then the dice just kind of bounced. So, shaken. And Team Tempestus is clearly on the board. And now we roll to see if the game ends. The game does not end. Round 6. Oh, my lord. Team Tempestus is now at 2 command points because their Tempestor is back to being okay, and player Harlequins are at 4 command points because their leader is still just having fun killing things. Alright, Harlequins have the initiative. Again. Alright. There should be a little shaken token with this guy. What does Harlequins even want to do? Because everyone's kind of in combat. If they fall back, there's nothing they can do. So they're just going to keep everything the way it is. And now we move on to Tempestus, who's only has her. He can fall back, but then that just doesn't help. So they'll stay. Shooting phase. Well, she has her pistol, so she'll shoot. And it's a Neuro disruptor. It needs 4 to hit because the only thing that's penalty is team's broken. They have command points, they'll spend it because it's not like shooting phase is going to really change anything. It hits this time. Strength 4 versus toughness 3. Failed. They've already spent a reroll for this phase, so done. Tempestor can shoot. Tempestor will shoot. Hotshot laspistol. Injury and team's broken, so 5 to hit. Hits. 4 to wound. They have a command point. They'll spend it because it's the shooting phase. Doesn't wound. Melee time. Starting with Harlequins. She's just going to punch because if she kills that model, they can just punch freely without worrying about Tempestus punching at all. So 4 attacks. 5's to hit. No, 4's to hit. Because of... Okay, so that one's cocked. Yeah, she doesn't have any injuries on herself. Either way, that's 4 hits. 3's to wound. So that's 3 5-up saves for this Tempestor. If this Tempestor makes them, I'm going to be impressed. Not impressed. Just, kind of to be expected. Either way, only 1 goes through. Damage D3. 1 damage. They have not spent their command point for this phase. They'll spend it. There we go. Killed something. Six consolidation. Get out of your shaking token. We're going to kill some more peeps. And now Tempestus can't do any punching because everything's shaken. So we'll do this one, 4 attacks on this scion. 5s to hit because she's injured and team is broken. And gets 1 wound. 1 5-up save. Failed. Damage D3. Damage 1. Still dead. 6-inch consolidation. I like how these two players just swapped places. It's like, oh, your guy's dead, my guy's dead too. Oh, cool. And now we go to the final killing. This player will attack. 5s to hit because injured. 2 hits. 3s to wound. They've already spent command points, so they can't. They're tactical reroll, so that's that. And now the leader. This one's forced to. They've already spent their command points to reroll. That scion lives. And because that scion lives, we go to morale phase. The Harlequins can't do anything because they've already passed all their, it would be pass. Now for this one, they would spend their final command point to make him automatically pass. Not because he would then be, it's them. Clearly, they have someone on the field. They're still in play. And at the end of round 6, the game ends so we can count up points due to the fact that Tempestus was not white. So let's count up those points. So Defender, which was Harlequins, gets 2 points for every objective marker that's still on the field. 1, 2, 3. So that's a whopping 6 points for them so far. The attackers, which was Team Tempestus, only gets 1 point for every objective they destroy. 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 so far. They also get a point if the Harlequins are broken. That was true. So now we're at 4 points. They also get 1 point for every specialist that was killed. So specialist, and then 1 specialist over there. So they only killed 1. And that's actually it. And Harlequins actually still win. Because they had to destroy this objective, and they just never could. So Harlequins crushed it. Poor Tempestus, they tried. But damn, Harlequins are dangerous. Against some other models, I don't know. I guess that it would have been a different game against other melee models. Being Tempestus, where Tempestus never got to use their guns, not just because line of sight was blocked, it's because they had plenty of line of sight for some models. It's just they had the problem of the models were almost always in combat. They could have overwatched more, but their overwatch probably wasn't going to do much. That was not going to change enough of the game. So that was an interesting game for Tempestus, but hey, Harlequins can now go on the roster and play against some of the other 100-point model teams that I've created. Orcs are currently in the job of being painted. I've increased the ranks of Necrons to include some Lich Guard and some Warriors, so we will be seeing them, I think, next week, or 2 weeks from now. And I finally got some true Khorne Berserker models. Those will be quite some time because I ran out of paint. Well, I ran out of primer for them. And this is still during COVID, so my country doesn't have the ability to get that stuff yet. So I can't buy any more. Oh, right. And I built some more tower models, some stealth suits. And those will also get a battle before orcs are finished. So I got 2 more battles ready to set up. I just got to go through it and do it all. So anyway, have a fabulous day, everybody.